Hey y'all, welcome back to my little corner of the world. This is Casey's Corner. I'm Casey, and this is another one of my Bipolar2 Me, I guess that's what I'm calling this series, videos, my mental health series, where I want to I want to have a space to talk about these things. Definitely from a witchy perspective, from a pagan perspective. Most of the spaces, safe spaces I found to talk about mental health related things from a spiritual perspective have been from a Christian perspective. And the spiritual language is different. So I want to have a space where I can use my spiritual language to talk about, things that matter to me. In this way, and to be that person I needed back in the day when I felt like a lonely little crazy person wherever. Anyways, focus. So what I wanted to talk about today, if you couldn't tell from the title, I think what I'm titling this is gonna be something because this is, I wanted to, if you didn't know, July is Disability Pride Month, and as I mentioned before, my mental illness was deemed a disability. And fun times. I suppose those are two phrases I've been avoiding for a very long time, and I know a lot of people do. Whether it's a physical disability or mental disability, the fact is, negative connotations come with those words, with mental illness and disability, and they don't. That's a societal thing. That's not necessarily reflective of who we are, of who people who are just different are. Like, people are just made differently. People end up having different circumstances in life, and if you are lucky enough to live long enough, you're going to have some sort of disability, and need the world to be adapted and understanding of your difference. So that's why I want to make this series and talk and own and celebrate my own differences, and I'm gonna get emotional, but the fact that I have something to give to the world, people like me who think a little differently, who maybe see details in a different way than other people. We have a different perspective. Sometimes we're a little more empathic. Sometimes because we've been through traumas, we can have that space for people. Which, and I hate to be that, like, oh, I hope this one's not getting too bad. And, that's not to say, like, not to be that person, like, oh, my trauma makes you stronger, not to discount, like, the fact that this is deep pain and it sucks, and I really wish people didn't have to go through that, and it wasn't so debilitating, at times for people, but it is, and that doesn't mean there's stuff wrong with us. That means there was something bad that happened in the world, and it's okay that we still exist, and it's okay if we speak out and have pride in who we are, and oh gosh, sorry, I'm kicking the chair the camera's attached to, but so that's why I'm trying to embrace these words by using this as a mental illness series, discussing my mental illness, because that's the language we've been given to discuss this. This language has changed. If we were discussing this 100 years ago, I would be locked up, and we would be discussing my hysteria and lunacy, probably. But we are here and now, and this is the language we use, and we are making more language. That's the fun with English, is it is a mushed up language that evolves, is constantly evolving. It's been evolving for hundreds of years, as other languages get mushed into it, and we learn new ways to say things and understand things. So I want to make space for that, for using this language, but also saying it's not a bad thing. I am who I am. It's okay that I exist. And that's it. That's Happy Disability Pride Month, you guys. Sometimes I need space to cry instead of talking to a customer, because I need a minute to gather myself first, and then I'll deal with letting that person down or telling them something they probably aren't going to want to hear. But I just need that space, and that's okay. That's if we can go for the past, however many years with, being able to give people smoke breaks, every, 5 minutes every hour, we can give people a couple seconds to like take a deep breath, step aside, gather themselves, and then face whatever and stuff. Like, we can give people space for that. We can, and it's if we can build all the glorious things we build, we can build a ramp right next to those, right by those stairs. Like, we have the skills. We can do that. We can make our doors just a little wider. We can, change some signage. We can make that space. It's not that hard, y'all. So join me in celebrating Disability Pride Month, and take a little pride in yourself and owning your own space and your own needs. And sorry, the wind is rocking my camera back and forth. I have seemed to have gotten my chair in some sort of ditch, and I will have my foot up against it for the moment and be finishing this shortly. But I just own yourself. Give yourself some space. Just if you haven't told yourself lately that it's okay to exist, do that. It's okay to exist. It's okay to take pride in who you are, and take pride in the fact that you will cry at the drop of an emotion. Happy, sad, whatever. You feeling something, you're gonna react. That's all right. And I can't speak for other disabilities. I can only speak for my own, but I can speak for the fact that a ton of people have a ton of different disabilities. And I do surprise you guys, I'm blind. Like, okay, I do have a physical disability, and if I was not living in the world I'm living in and have access to these glasses, which is a societally accepted adaptation to a disability. If I did not have these, I really could not exist and do the things I do. I remembered the other thing I wanted to say on my last video about my project. Because like this, it's hard for me to see my stitching. Like, I have to have good light to see this. Some people, I see a lot of videos and the cosplayers telling to follow along, to do your hem, to follow along the grain of the, which you can, let me see if I can kind of get it up to the light. I don't know. My point being, I can't see that. It's hard for me to see that stuff. I have to have good light. I have to squint really hard, and it gives me a headache. So I don't. That's why I drift. That's okay. The more I practice sewing, I know the more my brain will see it better. But right now it's hard, and that's okay. I've gotten easier on myself about it. That's why I wouldn't sew, because I felt really bad. It was really hard, and I felt bad about my stitching being off, because I couldn't follow along the thread of fabric, that one thread that goes across or whatever, because it's really hard for me to see it if I'm not hunched over. With my glasses, without my glasses, like, it's whatever. So I had to give myself space and accept that, and acknowledge, like, oh, that's right. Like when we say, you know, so and so, oh, you can tell seamstresses, you know, who did this fabric and you know, and family lines, like, oh, you can tell, you know, this was made by this person and stuff. It's because of the, you know, the distinctive mistakes they made. So I'm going to take pride in those. I'm going to take pride in my existence and all the different ways I exist, and everybody gets to exist. So yay, happy Disability Pride Month. And you know, thank you so much for joining me on this, you know, journey. For those of you who have supported me on this journey to talk more publicly about my mental health and about the ways I adapt to it. I suppose that's the language I like to use for it. Yeah, there's a bird right there. Hey, my little mockingbird. Oh, there's 2 of them. I haven't seen 2 of them. I've been worried about them. You know, mockingbirds, they pair for life. You know, side note here, mockingbirds, they are loyal birds, but also not. That's another story. But anyways, we've had a pair that have come here every year, and I've only seen one of them at a time, and I haven't been able to confirm that they were both here, but I see them both. So yay, on that happy note, I'm gonna go ahead. Let's end this now. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. Do the subscribe, like, and share, whatever. Comment below. If you want to celebrate your disability in the way that the world around you has adapted to celebrate you, let's do it. Like, I am so, hi. You know, I'm grateful to have a husband and a family that's really supportive, and that's given me the space these past few years. And you know, we give each other that space, and it's not always easy, but it's worth it. And I'm great. I couldn't be where I am today if it weren't for the support system I have. So shout out to the support systems too. Shout out to the caregivers too. You know, a lot of people with disability wouldn't be here if it weren't for their caregivers. Olympics, speaking of, you need to change your stance on, you know, the care people for your Paralympians. Like, that is outrageous that a Paralympian had to drop out because she couldn't have her care person with her. Outrageous. Okay. Especially during Disability Pride Month, and to a sports event that's supposed to be all about celebrating disabilities. Yeah. Anyways, I'll try and post a link to that, to the comments or whatever, if y'all want to, or not the comment, description, whatever, if y'all want to let your feelings known to the Olympic Committee about that one too, or just throw your support to that athlete, because you know, it sucks to work for your dream, you finally make it, and you can't go because you can't have your care person, like your person that allows you to exist in this world that we've made. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna post those that also, because yeah. Happy Disability Pride Month, you guys. Bye. Love y'all. Thank you so much for your support. I'm terrible at ending these things. I'm a Texan. I'm a Southerner. It's hard. We have trouble saying goodbye. I've been making goodbye noises for a while. That's what that is. If you've heard that and always wondered what's goodbye noises, it's the talking and the pausing. Implying that you want to go but not going. Okay, I'm actually gonna go. Bye, you guys.